So let's pull up this next story because it's good news. Actually, John, do you want to explain what's going on with this?
So I reported this, and the media people are all like, "Oh, she's going nowhere."
Joy Reid is out.
Well, not officially yet, but Comcast doesn't like her. The people, Roberts and the people at the top, don't like her. And I got wind of something that was said that they're going to use, and I said this to somebody, that if you notice in the last few days, you saw her ratings being leaked out as far as she's had the lowest ratings and whatever. But she's just becoming offensive to everyone, and it's becoming offensive to advertisers. There's a lot of advertisers who are balking. There's only so many times you can say that, Elon Musk bought it because he wants apartheid back. Like, you can say that white people did X, Y, and Z, but if you just start using it as an example for everything, you start to become offensive to mostly even black people find her offensive. Many of my black friends find many people I've talked to find her offensive.
She does comparable to Don Lemon, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, well, neither of those people are probably going to be around for the long term.
I mean, take a look at this. This is Tuesday's ratings. Mm-hmm. In the key demo, this is fascinating. Joy Reid with 130,000 against Burnett with 170, Anderson Cooper with 170, Don Lemon with 136 and then 116, Jake Tapper with 140 and 159, Blitzer 152. That's remarkable because we do better than that in the key demo.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you look at Waters, 368. You look at Carlson.
Oh, yeah, it's not even close.
591.
I've looked at these ratings for 15 years, and nothing changes. Fox stays where it is, and MSN. And, for a long time, CNN wanted to be MSNBC because they were beating them. And then they decided, no, that's to the left. And then Trump came along, and you can't be what you're not.
Wasn't Tucker Carlson on MSNBC?
No, he was on CNN. He used to be a CNN show. Right. Yeah, he was.
But he was on MSNBC as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
if you combine Anderson Cooper from CNN and Chris Hayes on MSNBC, you combine their ratings, it is still almost 300,000 viewers less than Tucker
Fox
Carlson.
Sometimes triples them combined. Like it's not even a contest. There's media reporters who keep asking, like at MSNBC, they're giving Rachel Maddow millions of dollars to do nothing. She does one show a week now and now has special projects.
Good for her.
Because they don't know what to do with her. What happened with Joy Reid's a fun story, and that it revolves a lot around what happened with George Floyd. And it's a basic narrative, and that is Al Sharptons, those types of people who have used race as a way to continue to make money. And she used it as a way to keep her job because everyone at MSNBC is terrified of her, and everyone at NBC Universal is terrified of her. On the other hand, people at Comcast who see now, there's also other things coming. And speaking of someone we've talked about earlier, there's lawsuits coming about things she has said about people and so forth. And we saw what happened with the Covington kids as far as, how that went for CNN and others. And she has said some things equal about people that are coming down the pike. All in all, she's just not a positive light for the network. And that whole gay thing has come back to haunt her in ways that I don't think she's quite well aware.
You can never survive on the left, man.
But see, you're okay if you're on the left and you say something like that. You're like, oh, it was hacked. Okay, move on. If you're on the right, they would want to see the forensics of it before you'd get your show back.
And that's sort of part of my concern with what we were discussing earlier about Elon Musk potentially unveiling some sketchiness or potential fraud with Twitter's code, is that I think it would end up being the same kind of stories we got with Hillary's emails. Everyone would know that there was foul play and nothing would be done about it, and it would just sort of be waved away. I do also want to mention, however, that when we're looking at Wallace's numbers, Tapper's numbers, even Maddow's numbers, I'm honored to say that I once did a cartoon that was a parody of a news show, and it was literally just people farting, and it got more views than they do. Right.
Of course.
And it was called The Dangers of Political Extremism. You guys look it up.
This is important. This is the key demo. We're not winning against CNN when it comes to old people.
No.
So if you look, this is what do we got here? 25 to 54. For us, I believe around 80% of our viewers are 18 to 54.
Their average viewer is 68 or 69.
So you look at this. CNN, when you do all viewers, they say 25 to 54. Rest assured, CNN is not getting 500, 600,000 viewers from 18 to 24.
Right. And there's no more airport. video of
Yeah.
them. So these are people probably in institutions or places they can't change the channel, because I don't know any 18-year-olds watching CNN.
Yeah, it's good. I want to see what their engagement is, because they just have the TV show. They have a TV on from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and they just let it run when they're in the other room.
How old is Rachel Maddow?
She's got to be in her late 40s or 50s by now.
It's a yeah. If you want to pull up her age.
I got it.
And how old is Tucker?
Tucker's 50s,
Hey,
something, I think.
Maddow was born in 1973.
So she's 47, 48.
It's really quite amazing. It's a strange thought. For me, the people who typically are like, "Yo, hey, I know who you are. You're Tim Pool," when they greet me on the street or whatever, same age as me.
Oh, of
You know,
course. Yeah.
Millennials, often a lot of people who look like they're mid to late 20s. I couldn't imagine being someone like Maddow, and you go outside and young people don't know who you are, and then you see some old person like, "Hey, you're Rachel Maddow. I'm a big fan."
So it's either like the super
It's gonna be a
viewer.
cartoon. I'm still on that.
I bet it's the girl with the pink hair and the purple hair who come up to her, or people who are invested in the script.
Even those far lefties, though, even those progressive types who are just completely wrong about everything, even they don't like legacy media.
No.
They'll watch Twitch streamers who have a left-wing perspective.
That's true. Like, Hassan. Young
Yes.
people are going to know who he is.
Yeah. I know who he is.
Right.
And I'm 57.
Tucker Carlson with nearly 600,000 in the key demo. Yeah, he's going to go outside and young people are going to be
They
like,
know who
Tucker.
he is. They know who he is. They know who he is because he speaks to people. Like he speaks, you guys have to take on the rest of this world. And I think he speaks to people who care about what's happening in the country. And I think, Maddow gets incredible. Her ratings were Fox-esque during certain, like the whole,
Rush
Mueller
against
report.
them. Right.
Those types of things where people, and that shows you where we are as a country, because they're watching as a sporting event. They want their team Trump to go down. They want Mueller to come up and say, "I got him," and that's all they're watching it for.
Yeah, she almost cried.
Oh,
when
yeah.
the Mueller report
Well,
came out.
famously, Mediaite, I'm not sure you can see it on the site anymore, but a famous ABC journalist cried the night that Trump got elected, and he called her out later. In one of the first times he met them. But yeah, there was a lot of people invested. I mean, that night was surreal, just of how many people were sad.
Something happened in like 2015 to 2016, in this period where people's brains just cracked.
It was that moment. It was like Ben, what's his name outside the Hillary event, Ben Rhodes, where he's just sitting there, that video of him just sitting there going, I don't know what happened. It's a famous video right after she gives her concession speech. And he's just like blindsided. And it's famous because no one really knew what to say, because one side of you were like, wow, I voted for him, but do you think he's good and sane? And the other side of you was like, yeah, and I watched a lot of young people feel really happy about the future. And, plus I think the mood of the country was they were sick and tired of the establishment.
I want to mention this too. It's not just Joy Reid. James Corden is quitting the Late Show.
Yeah.
Yo, the machine is falling apart.
Well, also late night shows used to be funny. And now they're just political hit jobs. That's all.
Yeah, it's Clapter.
And there's so many
it's
of them,
Colbert.
too.
Colbert coming up on his show and saying, hey, Republicans are bad.
Yeah.
Woo! It's like, that's not a joke, dude. I'm not laughing. Or him doing the vaccine dance thing. These people have gone nuts.
I mean, look, late night is just by definition a really disadvantaged formula, because a good stand-up comedian might come out with an hour every year, and then these late night hosts come out there, every night with something like 45 minutes of material. And so it's not going to be the best for the most part, even if you have talented writers, but they've stopped trying to be funny altogether. And it literally is just Clapter, like you mentioned.
They always used to be an escape. You'd watch, showing my age, Johnny Carson and these other people. And I remember you'd hear him, he'd joke about Nixon or something, but then he'd get on, and people don't watch these shows to hear about how bad the Republicans are. And,
it's the sophistry.
Yeah,
It is the Jimmy Kimmel. Why is he having political debates with people like Marjorie Taylor Greene on his show? Yo, can you hold on, guys? Moon Knight came out, right? It's a Marvel show. Here's Tim Marvel memeing. No, but I mean this. It's also. I mean, Disney's got new shows. Why don't you come out and be like, you guys see that new show? There's a new movie with Northmen, and then everyone can clap and cheer for Alex Skarsgård, and he can make a joke about it.
I would say that if you were a conspiracy theorist, you would say that there's a media apparatus that feeds off of itself. If you ever listen to what Colbert says at night, he's kind of picking up on what the theme of the day was for them going after whoever, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Exactly.
So she's the pinata for the left for the day, and he kind of finishes it off at the end of the day. And they used to do that in a funny way.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.